Hello, and today we're going to continue with Raincheck. First, we're going to see if there's anything new in the case report. Though with Roe having amnesia, I don't know if there's anything that would be new, really. So it's day 6, and it's been a mess. I'm just glad he's alive. I'm going to find the truth for him. Off to Javier's place, I really hope he helps me. I think after I'm done with this video, I'll read day 6. I don't understand. Am I missing something? This doesn't account for what I'm thinking. I know that I'm close. The facts all seem to be pointing in a specific direction, but I can't seem to reach a clear conclusion. I stare at my screen again, rubbing my temples, trying to see if there was any flaw in my logic. I'm getting nowhere with this. Shaking my head, I clear the document I've been working on out of frustration. Let me try this again. There must be something I'm not accounting for. What happened that night was definitely not a coincidence, and yet, how could we have conveniently run into madness of all people? Then Roe and Theodore were attacked by an unknown group when they were trailing the snow leopard. Highly implausible. And to top it all off, how was I able to join Along Madness's business meeting so easily that night? I shiver at the thought of the lustful white fox, as he's the first one that comes to mind. I try to suppress the unimportant details that had transpired that night, instead trying to recall the facts that had managed the coats out of him. He had a meeting with someone at a speakeasy, but they never showed up. And that's why he was looking for someone. Ugh, that brute. I want my soda at the thought of madness, reminded of how he manhandled me while he was escorting me around. Why was he so persistent in inquiring me about the bigwigs? I thought all these investors and philanthropists would know each other somehow. It doesn't make any sense. Why was I chosen out of everyone there? What about the person he was meeting up with? And what the hell was that contract that Madness needed me to co-sign with him? Why was I needed as a witness? Something definitely isn't adding up. Or rather, it's like there's something contradictory that I just can't point out. What do they have in common? The obvious answer would be the speakeasy, but that's the place Lawrence was tasked to check out. And speaking about that wolf, I presume he's back to his vacation now that our investigation is suspended with Roe in the hospital, since he hasn't been replying back to my emails. Strange that I still haven't heard back from Andrew. I know he's busy, but it's not like him to be missing from action like this, especially with all that's been happening. Maybe I should swing by the office tomorrow to check up on him, as well as to give him the evidence I've gathered. I stare at my barely functioning phone as I stretch out my limbs. I'm exhausted, rolling my eyes as I spot the time. It's already so late in the day. There goes my plans for finishing up in the report. Huh? I wonder who it could be. I'm not expecting any visitors or packages today. I stopped to check the security cameras I have installed and spot Lawrence smiling back at me through the lens. What the hell is he doing here? This better be good. Good afternoon, Javier. Long time no see. Lawrence, where have you been? I've been trying to reach you through email since yesterday. I thought you were on vacation. Email, Javier? I would assume someone like you would stray from using such primitive technologies. You know we do all our communications through the proxy. Yes, I would, but my phone's been... The wolf shakes his head, cutting me off, then strides fully inside, brushing past me. Hey, what exactly do you think you're doing? Lawrence, I appreciate some kind of explanation before you carelessly waltz in here and announce yourself. Well, luckily for you, that's exactly what I came here to do. He sits down on my sofa, lounges, and glances around my living room, inspecting my decor meticulously. There's some redecorating here, I see. Rather drab, but I like it. The gray fits you. What? Why the long look on your face? It was a compliment. I continue to ignore the wolf and pay no mind to his banter. Not even a thanks? Fine. Why don't you tell me what you figured out so far? I roll my eyes and decide to go along with Lawrence's ego. Well, with the main investigation not much, I decided to suspend that for the time being. Oh, why is that? With those current conditions, it would be wise to take a step back and reassess our priorities. Ah yes, I was meaning to visit that maroon wolf, but I don't think that would be such a good idea, would it? Anyway, what exactly is the plan of action now? I'm not quite sure at the moment. There are things that I've managed to uncover, and I'm not sure what they might mean just yet. For example, the delta on Antarctica is medicine. He tilts his head curiously. I managed to accompany the CEO the night we were at the speakeasy. Magnuson? Yes. Interesting, go on. You don't seem as surprised as I thought you'd be. But with how things are going these days, this hardly comes as a surprise, would it? Regardless, he said he was waiting for someone to accompany him, but they never came. Instead, he asked me if I wanted to join him. It was at least an opportunity to learn more, since he's heavily affiliated with a group of investors at TAI. Lawrence gives me a small, patronizing nod. Very nice, and what kind of information do you acquire? Besides the fact that the fox is an enigmatic taste in men, I was able to take a photo of a contract he needed to sign when no one was looking. The contract itself looked pretty particular, and I found it strange that I was there only as a witness for the signing itself. What was in the contract? Investment and partnership for various companies involving the Big Five, which I had only briefly heard about in passing. I paused, waiting for a response from Lawrence. That's strange, he isn't reacting at all to this information. Furthermore, I was able to learn from Magnuson that whoever set up the meeting with him at the speakeasy that night went by the name Helix. Apparently, Helix had contacted the Fox weeks prior to TII and said they wanted to discuss an interesting opportunity with Magnus as well. Helix, what an interesting name. Lawrence shakes his head and gives me a small round of applause. Well done, well done. I do have to say, you do have a knack of finding the most interesting leads to these sorts of things. Unfortunately, it feels like it's completely irrelevant to the assigned case we were tasked to complete. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like I'm close to bridging the gap with all these leads connecting. Oh, do say. Well, for starters, the harbor fire and sockets both pointed at blackout, which loosely connects to the power plant. That in turn points itself to the snow leopard we met there, and according to Theodore, they were also there at the speakeasy when I left. Madison was also at the speakeasy that night, which doesn't feel like a coincidence. I sailed back at Lawrence, his attention fixed the heavy rain outside the window instead. Well, your thoughts? Lawrence nods slowly as he turns to face me. Not bad. You got a lot of intel, but it's a pity it doesn't really matter. What do you mean? Just to remind you, our investigations is around the harbor fire that transpired years ago. Not to say that you've deducted isn't not to say that what you deducted isn't meaningful, but wouldn't it be more effective in finding information directly related to the fire itself? I glared at Lawrence, stung by his patronizing tone. What are you implying? That we've been missing the mark this entire time? No, I think you've been doing quite exceptional with the given leads information presented to you. But I believe we're about to break this case wide open, and I require your assistance. Well, you had critical information like this all this time. Why wait until now to say it? Out with it already. He flashes his classic shit-eating grin at me and smirks. I found a survivor. What? You did? My voice is a mixture of surprise and disbelief, which clearly seems to offend Lawrence. He sighs and smiles, clearly sensing my skepticism. Yes, I spent the past couple of days meticulously tracking them down. But thanks to Ruby, I managed to pinpoint their location by the cliffs. The cliffs, do people still live there? Explain your methodology. How did you track them down? But of course. Nights ago, when we were at the speakeasy, I spotted a suspicious figure exiting the building. That's when I noticed a peculiar mark along their arm devoid of fur, so I decided to pursue them with the help of the glasses. I had gotten close enough to tag a tracker onto their coat before I heard Theodore in the distance. He reaches into his coat and takes out 2 pieces of paper encased in a thin film of plastic, one much larger than the other. Why don't you take a look at the larger one? I took that yesterday. He passes me the papers, in which I study them carefully. The larger one contains an image of an extremely blurry figure in a distinct-looking neighborhood. See, I presume this is the alleged survivor. I can't even make out their full figure from this. Of course it is. Their location stabilized there yesterday and hasn't been moving since until the tracker had ran out of battery. I think it's safe to say that the survivor resides there. Won't you agree? Listen, I took the liberty of staking out their place to capture that photo. It can hold the applause. The larger one contains an image of an extremely blurry figure in a distinct-looking neighborhood. And I presume this is the alleged survivor? I can't even make out their full figure from this. Of course it is. Their location stabilized there yesterday. It hasn't been moving since until the tracker had ran out of battery. I think it's safe to say that the survivor resides there. Will you agree? Listen, I took the liberty of staking out their place to capture that photo. You can hold the applause. And as for the smaller photo, that's what their apartment looks like based on the most recent street view. Okay. We're sure this is a survivor? Of course. Are you doubting me? I told you that they were most likely to show up at the speakeasy, and they did. There's even photographic proof of your pause. But where did you hear that from, boss? Precisely. It was the boss himself that delegated the task to investigate the speakeasy. Remember, Javier, not all these end up fruitful. That's why we're working as a team. I shake my head, squinting at Lawrence in annoyance. Speaking of which, I've been trying to contact him, but I've had no luck. He did not tell you? He's on leave. He mentioned it to the people in the office earlier this week. But that's right. I forgot You don't like to come into the office, do you? Well, aren't you glad I'm here to tell you then? I don't appreciate that comment. You know I get things done more effectively at home. Of course you do, but hey, and more power to you. So what happened anyway? Where did he go? And more importantly, when he's coming back, I have things I need to report to him. He didn't specify, besides the fact that he'll be out of the country for the rest of the month. I pocket the photos and give the wolf an inquisitive look before sighing. Yeah, these photos are important. Thanks for stopping by too. Sorry I've been on airs recently. I assume you want me to look into the survivor if you're giving these photos to me. Bingo. And of course, it's not to say that I wouldn't or couldn't do it myself, but you're more suited for this field of expertise. His leg bumped against the table beside him, knocking over the items on top of it as he tries to get up. Hey, watch it, you. My apologies. You know how it is with tall people. But maybe you wouldn't. He crosses down to pick up the fallen items and places them back on the table while I shake my head at his clumsiness. Anyway, I won't I won't want to overstay my welcome. Don't try to get too caught up in what's already happened. Let's focus on wrapping this case up. If you can manage to dig up any more information on the survivor as soon as possible, that would be lovely. I don't know if they're going to be on the move again. Alright then, but what about you? What are your plans? I think I deserve a break. What do you think? Wouldn't you think so, Javier? You should learn from me after this case is over and take a break. I promise you'll be less grumpy. I take the photos out to examine once more, this time studying the details more closely. The cliffs, huh? That's certainly a possibility. Living in a place that's secluded and run down to stay out of sight from the general public. And how the hell did he get images like this? Maybe I should start making another pair of Ruby for him myself. They're so dark and grainy, though. I need to enhance these later. Maybe I should give Lawrence more credit for his efforts. And here I thought I was onto something with a snow leopard and blackout. All this time I've been skirting around the real issue. And exhale a deep sigh, my gaze lingering on the window, first towards the hospital, then drifting to Theodore's neatly arranged letters tucked away in the room's corner. I should visit them, but there's nothing I can do. Besides, there are more pressing matters demanding my attention right now. Maybe later. My eyes scanned the map on the screen, trying to narrow down the search space. So, it's not there. Not there either. I hold up the photos against my monitor, hoping to find a match to where the photos could have been taken. The street view of these neighborhoods looked desolate and barren. Frankly, I'm even surprised this area was updated as recently as it is. I take it back. Maybe I should be giving less credit to Lawrence. He went out of his way to scout out this location, but didn't even bother telling me the address. Where the hell is it? Countless minutes passed by as I scoured through every single path in the street view, trying to match up the photo to the image on the screen. Shit, molesto. I get up from my chair and stretch, my tail and back aching from sitting for God knows how long. I'm getting close, I can feel it. Just need to pinpoint this building. Huh? Again? Don't tell me that damn wolf is back again. I don't know how Roe hasn't ripped that guy into pieces yet. I roll my eyes and hop over, feeling annoyed that I'm being disrupted again. I open the door without checking, confident it's Lawrence standing on the other side with his stupid sly grin. I opened the door without checking, confident that it's Lawrence standing on the other side with his stupid sly grin. You know what? Hey, Javier. And I'm here too. You remember who I am, right? Yes, Monty, with an I. How could I not remember your loud demeanor? Haha, sweet. Yes, I understand. But what's he doing here? I brought him with me because he remembered something at the power plant this morning. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. I suppose the two of you can come in since you came all this way. The two made their way to my living room, and the boy blushing precariously close by my bookshelves. Hey, not too close to the books. That bookshelf probably costs more than you think. Dude, that's so cool. I wish I had nice things like these. Yo, what's that over there? The boy points to my toaster in the kitchen. That's a toaster? Well, but it's not just any toaster. You have the fancy ones. I've been trying to save up for one of those. Fancy? What are you talking about? This piece of trash can't even heat evenly. I don't know. Yours is so shiny. Right, well, the two of you can have a seat while I get you two something to drink. Water's fine. The boy nods happily at Theodore. Yeah, same for me, dude. I step over to the kitchen for a second before walking back and handing over the two gentlemen their cups. So, how is he? Well, I mean, he's awake now, but good. A wave of relief washes over me, knowing that Ro's okay. I was worried he wasn't going to make it. Yeah, he's, never mind. How have you been? What did you manage to find out when you were with Madness that night? I shake my head, rolling my head as I do when the thought of Madness pops back into my mind. Madness needs someone as a witness for the contract he was signing at the business party. Interestingly enough, I think I saw Nozzle there. Didn't we meet his son? We were trying to infiltrate the storage room. He did. David was there too. Not that I could tell. It was mainly filled with people in suits and faces I couldn't recognize. Though I'm pretty certain I spotted Nozzle. So what was this contract for? Why were you needed as a witness? I thought he needed someone smart. It didn't seem that important, just some investment policies. It seems like Mandus is trying to expand his wealth into other companies. The only thing I managed to learn is that the person who set up the meeting with Madness at the speakeasy was called Helix. Helix, not Felix. Helix. This leads me to believe there's some kind of code name. Whoa, Helix, that's a cool name. I think I've heard that kind of name before. Nah, false alarm. And that reminds me, I remember some stuff back at the power plant, and I thought you might want to hear it. Roll my eyes at the boy. I guess I can hear him out. Yes, what is it? I watch Monty carefully as he starts to get up from his seat. Okay, so there I was in the power plant being escorted inside by Snowy. But there was like this huge 18-wheeler that was being loaded in with a bunch of big boxes. I remember one of the workers there accidentally dropped one of them and it made a loud thud and then Snowy stabbed at them. I stroked my chin, deliberating if this piece of info was relevant or not. But we didn't see any truck of that size when we were there. Not to mention that, but have you seen the news recently? Apparently the police have started their investigations into the power plant since yesterday afternoon. What do you think this means? Not good. Due to the circumstances and timing and how things played out that day, no one still tipped off the authorities, considering that place has been abandoned. So like the police shouldn't have known about it. Well, let's break it down. It wouldn't make sense for Blackout to report this. And if it wasn't us, then the only possibility is that another unknown party informed the police about this. They must have known about blackout, and they also must have known that they were at the power plant. You don't think it's another rival gang that reported him, do you? I think you mentioned something like this before. I don't know, maybe, possibly. I need to look into that, but I currently have my paws tied with the amount of work I need to do. Well, that's fine. I was thinking I could look into it if you're busy. No, that won't be necessary. I think it would be best if you didn't involve yourself with this anymore. What? But why? I thought we were trying to figure this stuff out. Wouldn't it make sense if we investigate this, especially since it is so closely related to what happened with me and Ro? Yes, I agree, but what about the snow leopard that got away? The three of us were there that night in the alleyway, and I'm pretty sure he was the main target. Confusion strikes across my face. Lawrence never mentioned this to me. He wouldn't have known. I never told him. I was going to tell you when you visited me at the hospital, but you left so quick, I didn't get a chance. If only I hadn't smashed my phone that night, I would have used a proxy to call you afterward. I see. My mind flicks briefly to the now useless phone sitting disassembled on my desk. Unfortunately, even if that were the case, he wouldn't be able to reach me. Ever since the investigation at the power plant, my phone has been acting up. From the corner of my eye, I catch Monty's eyes glaze over and stop myself from explaining further. But I digress, and the store of my phone is also broken. To avoid further confusion, I suppose this would be the appropriate time to fill me in on what I missed. And then I can ask Ro to report to his side of the story later this week. I don't think that's possible. And why is that? I thought you said he's awake now. Ataka looks nervously at the board before returning his gaze to me. I don't know how to bring this up, so I'll just say it. He has amnesia. Amnesia? You're kidding, right? How is that possible? Amnesia is usually triggered by... Are you sure it's not something else and he was misdiagnosed? I step back in disbelief at what I'm hearing. Ataka shakes his head and starts to tear up. And wince. He couldn't even remember his name. Yo, it'll be okay. You'll remember eventually, right? Isn't that what the doctor said? I don't know. It might take months. And I read some people might even go their entire life without remembering. I feel my chest tighten as a reality begins to sink in all at once. Javier, I really need your help. I need to figure out who was responsible for shooting us that night. I can't help you guys. But what? But why not? I thought we were onto something. If we can just figure out more about that snow leopard, we might have a chance at figuring out who was behind all this, while the leads are still fresh. Please, we have to do this for Ro. Before you say anything else, I need to let you know I avoided the contract you signed 2 days ago. But what? I can't have you working with us anymore. It's too dangerous. Too dangerous? So what? You're just gonna investigate without me? Yes, eventually, if it seems like the focus is shifted. And before you say anything else, remember that the main goal of the investigation was to find details about the harbor fire. That being said, Lawrence found a survivor the other night at the speakeasy. He did, but he left soon after you went with Madness. It doesn't matter now. What matters is that we have a strong lead of the survivor's whereabouts. Prioritizing that over these leads that we have is the right course of action. Well, what about... Listen, Theodore, I don't want to sound harsh or unreasonable. I'll look into blackout as soon as I track down the survivor. Listen, Theodore, I don't want to sound harsh or unreasonable. I'll look into blackout as soon as I track down the survivor and get the necessary information from them. And how long is that going to take? If I depart tomorrow, and if everything goes smoothly, it might take an entire day. But these things rarely go without hits. The survivor may not be home, or I might have to do a stakeout that could take a week. And then I have to spend the day after the processing. Javier, that's going to take too long. I have to leave soon. And not only that, if we don't act soon, we might never figure out who did this. Applying your same reasoning, if I don't act soon, the survivor may slip away from us again. What does that have to do with you? Do I have to remind you you're not affiliated with us anymore? The only reason I even let you in was so you could get your stuff and leave. You didn't even check up on us afterwards. Rokov died. His words strike me unexpectedly, but they're true. He's absolutely right. Theodore, your own friend got shot and you don't even want to find out why? Do you not care about us, about Ro? No, guys, don't need to be so uptight, right? We're all chill here. Right? Javier, please, think about it. This can't all be one big circumstance, can it? The Texas store is a power plant. How there was bandits in the snow leopard at the speakeasy. And then we got targeted right afterwards. Think about it, please. Well, this is the only option here, so I'm gonna say, Theodore, you're wrong. I closed my eyes and let out a deep sigh. He's wrong. I can't let this opportunity pass us to find the survivor. Theodore, you wouldn't understand the importance of our work. You're just a kid. Theodore, please listen to me, because I understand how you feel. Once I figure things out and gather information on the survivor, I will look into the other leads that we've established. You can leave the work to me. You're not trained for this, but I am. Does that make sense? I get it, but you saved my life, Javier. Ro took all the shots for me. You weren't even there. You don't even know what it's like. Do you have any idea how important finding out the truth is to Ro and I need to figure it out. I need to help somehow. I shake my head, my eyes furrowed in annoyance. You clearly don't understand the gravity of our situation. I told you before, Theodore, this is not a game. Stop treating it like one. You could die. So what? Rokov died saving me, but he did it anyway. I'm willing to die looking for the answer. What are you even saying? Are you insane? Do you hear yourself? We have priorities, Theodore. Ro's not in any danger anymore. Get a grip. So, if Ro was dead, do you help me? Is that what you're saying? No, I care. Stop twisting my words. You're emotionally unwell and acting erratic. What are you even doing? What are you even going to do once you figure it out? It's not like you can do anything about it. That's why I need you to help me. Please, Javier. Why are you so impatient? We have rules. We have procedures. It's not that I'm impatient. It's that I care. So you're saying that I don't care about Roden? That's what it looks like. If you did, you would have came back and checked up on Ro. But neither you nor Lawrence did. You don't even care about us. That's why you left so quickly. You're no better than Lawrence. I grabbed my fingers together and raised my snide remark. Take that back. Why? Because you know it's true? He I grab a cushion and lob it as hard as I can at Tiger. That's it. Get your shit and get out of my house. You've been nothing but a distraction since you first appeared. Fine, you know what? It's fine that you don't give two shits about Ro. At least I do. Yeah. Get out. Theodore, what else? The Fox Boy's gonna kill me. My weight slowly subsides, and I can feel my entire body tremble as I feel tears flowing down my face. I remove my glasses, setting them aside as I lie motionless on the sofa, utterly drained. You can hate me all you want, Theodore. I know what's best. Thanks for helping me get back. I would have been lost without your help. Hey, don't miss it, dude. Bus routes here are a nightmare. You know, I got lost on them all the time in the beginning. I guess I'll take it from here. Thanks for everything, Monty. Hey, Theo. You're not serious about tracking down Snowy, are you? I am. I feel like I can track him down. I'll be able to learn more about who's targeting him. I guess, but I'm not saying I agree with the Fox kid, but he has a point. What are you even gonna do when you find him? He knows what we both look like. It's not like you can say, "Yo, dude, why were those people still there at you?" To him. Yeah, you're right. But he also did mention he was on our side. If that's the case, the enemy is our friend, right? Either he's a good guy. You really think he's gonna help us? I don't know. But if I find him, the only option I have is to just ask him. If I figure it out, I could document everything and pass it on to the others at ARC. Then whenever Raul recovers his memory, he and Javier can look into it. Man, when you put it like that, I guess it makes more sense, but it sounds so impossible. But wait, I don't get it. Why not just let Fox Boy do it again? He doesn't want to help us. You heard him. He wants to look into the survivor. And by the time Javier gets to this, I'm almost positive all the leads will be cold. Dude, it's so dangerous. Visiting with his shirt, the boy gives me a sheepish grin. Okay, but I promise I'll help, so I guess I'll stay true to my word, dude. What? I know Rose saved your life, and you guys technically saved mine. I don't want to do it, but it feels like the right thing to do, dude. He takes a deep breath before puffing out his chest. Even though I already said it in the hospital, I'll say it again. I'm gonna need your help, dude. I smiled at Monty, elated by his change of heart. You will? But when I asked you on the bus earlier, you said you didn't want to get involved. Nah, I changed my mind. I'll tag along with you. You guys are good people to save my life, so I guess I don't mind. Hey, I'm also really curious about why they texted me and how Snowy was related to Blackout. Maybe we can find out why we see him. But don't expect me to do anything crazy. I'm just a big chunk of meat. I don't even know how to throw a punch. That's okay. I appreciate the help. Honestly, I don't think I could handle this alone. But didn't you say you needed to get back to the hospital so the doctors can do some tests on you? I'll go back later this evening and she'll be okay. So, what's the plan? How are we gonna look for Snowy? I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not really sure how solid any of them are. First things first, I should probably drop off my stuff. Sounds good to me, dude. How's your leg, though? Do you need any help lugging that to your room? He points to a suitcase in my paw, his expression turning into a frown as he notices my leg. Ah, yeah, that would be great. Monty effortlessly takes my luggage and marches forward before turning back, realizing he doesn't know where to go. Oops. Either way. I can't believe it's been almost a week since I checked in. It feels so weird walking down these halls again. There it is. 2707. I rummaged through my pockets, pulled out the key card, and tapped against the key card. I rummaged through my pockets, pulled out the key card, and tapped against the keypad. I tried to turn the handle, but encountered an odd resistance. That's weird. It feels like the door handle stuck. Really? Let me try. Monty grips the handle, jiggles it around, and then, with a dull popping noise, pushes the door open. Whoops, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Did I break it? I jiggle the handle, nothing odd in particular, now that the door is open. What happened to the door? It never felt like that before. Maybe it was the house cleaning or something. I swung and entered the room, with Monty trailing behind. Dude, this place is amazing. How did you manage to afford a place like this? Oh, there was a special. Holy smokes, look at the bathroom. It's made out of marble, dude, what? The boy starts poking around the bathroom, then to the closets before sitting down on my bed, his eyes full of wonder. Oops, don't mind me if I look around and take some pics. This place is so swanky. He takes out his shiny new phone and starts snapping photos around the room. Yo, you bet I'm gonna start my friends. They're gonna be so sick when they realize I'm fancy living here. As he whirls around, his phone flashing with every second, my attention is drawn to a small glint near the hotel intercom by my nightstand. What was that? Hey, wait, Marty. Can you take a photo of that intercom over there? Following my pointing direction, he gives me a confused look. Oh yeah, sure dude, no problem. I guess even the intercoms are fancy here, huh? The flash goes off again, revealing the same glint from one of the intercom's buttons. What the hell? Do you see that by the intercom? I walk over and poke at the button. There's a small black dot in the middle of it. Is there a camera inside here? A camera, let me see. He stumbles over and taps at the button before trying to pinch at it. Monty suddenly pulls off the button cap to reveal another beneath it, this time without the dot. Hey, what do you know? It is a camera. He smiles at it before I finally snatch it from his paw. This is just like the camera's well found before in the bathroom. What the hell is this doing here? I gaze at Monty with concern, but it seems he doesn't fully comprehend how unsettling this is. I don't know, has it always been there? I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure. I stare at the button cap. Disbelief washes over me as I decide to crush it in my paws. There. Oop. Why did you do that for? Doesn't that belong to the hotel? It better not, cause why would the hotel be spying on their guests? More than likely, I feel like someone placed this here. I just don't know when and why. Well, I just got chills. You don't think they came into your room recently? Maybe I was in the hospital for a couple of days. They could have come in any time since then. We stare at each other in silence. Monty looks more baffled than worried, unlike me. I get a bad feeling about this. Yo, I don't want to scare you, cause you look kind of spooked right now. But if that's a hidden camera, what if there's more, or even hidden mics? In a panic, I look around, trying to identify any potential locations for more spyware. You're right. You think I could ask the hotel staff to switch me to another room? Hey, that's not a bad idea. I mean, they better let you, or else I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind, haha. Right, okay, let's get the hell out of here. I'm getting more paranoid by the second staying in here. Well, I finished speaking with the front desk. Thankfully, they can get me a room in the same main building for the remainder of my stay, 62nd floor. Dude, that's like amazing. You can basically see the entire city from all the way up there. Did you tell them about the tiny little camera that was peeping on you? I did, although maybe I should not have crushed it. I don't think they really believed me when I showed them the fragments. What? Let me talk to them. I was there too. I laughed nervously as I tried to block Monty's path. It's alright, it's fine now. You sure? I can give them a piece of my mind for being so stubborn. Maybe even like a 1-star review too. Seriously, it's fine. I think we should focus on figuring out what to do next. I got an idea. Let's just go back to where we saw Snow and hope he's there again. You mean the power plant? Yeah, dude. And also the, what's it called again? Speakeasy, yeah. That's where you guys saw him, right? Maybe he'll be there again. You know, chilling, hanging out. I don't know, just a suggestion. I mean, that's not a bad idea, but we can't guarantee that he'll be there, right? Besides the police or the power plant. The police are at the power plant right now. I doubt Snow is gonna be there. I scratch my head and look at Monty as I try to come up with an idea. Manuel and Javier made this look so easy. Well, I guess I should relocate my stuff into the new room first before we decide what to do next. Yeah, dude, and then maybe we could get something to eat after. I'm starving. Phew, that took longer than expected. Good thing there's no hidden cameras in this room. Not that we could spot, haha. Yeah, thanks for checking for me. With that out of the way, I think I have a good idea of what to do next. Are we going to the power plant? Speakeasy, we're getting food? Cause dude, I could go for some food right now. I'm so hungry for some reason. No, I'm going to ask for help. I'm not sure if this will work, but it's worth a shot. Well, Theo, you're not thinking about calling the police, are you? Remember what I told you. They don't listen. No, not the police. I know someone who's actually staying a few floors above. Really? Are they your friend? Kinda. I met them earlier this week when I was by the gardens. Maybe they know a way to find Snowy. I was talking about him earlier with Javier. His father owns Notable Visions, and they specialize in security cameras and stuff like that too. Really? Notable Visions? Your friend must be a gazillionaire then. Dude, I wish I had Rich Dad. Uh, but we can't just ask your friend to help us find a criminal. They won't buy it, will they? Oh, I know. What if we say we're looking for a friend, or a long lost friend from I don't think that would be a good idea considering we don't even know Snowy's name. Never mind. Let's go find your friend then. We both step out onto the 65th floor and notice a large portion of the hallway section off, forcing us to walk the other side. What's going on here? That doesn't look normal. You asking me, I guess this is what happens when you have two floors all to yourself. Wow, two floors? Why don't they just buy out the entire hotel at this point? Makes me feel small. I'm tempted to cheer Monty up, but now isn't the time for that. Not with the ominous tension that has been hanging over us since we stepped out of the elevators. We continue down the hall, searching for any obvious door to knock. Dude, my head is spinning trying to figure out which room is the entrance. They all look the same. There aren't even any numbers on them. Maybe it's at the end of the hall, although I think we're about to loop back around. Excuse me, gentlemen, but this floor is currently closed to the public. Turning around, we spot a large black bear in a suit gesturing for us to return to the elevators. Also, I didn't know which door to knock on. I retrieved the business card that David had given me earlier in the week, noticing it less than pristine condition. Theodore told me to come visit him. The bear shoots us an judgmental glance as he accepts the card from his paw and scrutinizes it carefully. I see, my apologies. Please follow me. He guides us down the winding hallway and stops in front of a set of doors seemingly identical to the rest. Right this way. The large bear escorts us inside and points us to a couple of sofas by the window. Please feel free to make yourselves comfortable. I'll notify Master David immediately. The bear disappears around a corner and we're left in this massive room by ourselves. Yo, they even call him a master. How'd you manage to meet someone like that, dude? It's a really long story. The boy ignores me and rushes over to the window, pressing his face against the glass as he gestures for me to join him. And here I thought it finally would have stopped raining, dude. But hey, look, you can see my house from here. Oh, and there's the hospital, and over there is the power plant. You know, it's kind of cool when we can see a lot of the city from this angle. I nod in acknowledgement, my gaze fixed on the dark clouds gathering on the horizon. Looks like another big storm is forming. Yeah, hopefully it'll miss us cause I hate getting wet. Oh shoot, I'm gonna get soaked. I didn't bring an umbrella and I gotta head back to the hospital later. I found I'm reminded of Rose's condition. Hey Monty, can I ask you something that's kinda been on my mind? Yeah dude, after we arrived at the hospital besides Javier popping up momentarily, no one really came to visit Rose. None of his family members came to visit. You don't think he's all alone, do you? I just worry about him and his condition, especially the fact that he has amnesia. But, none of my family members came to visit me either. But that's probably because they all live far away, so I guess I'm alone in the city. I mean, why don't we just ask? He can't remember. I'm probably not really helping, am I? Hey, don't worry about it, man. I'm sure he has people that live close by to look after him. Yeah, probably. I mean, no one came to visit me either, which is a relief. The last thing I need is my mom finding out and flying over just to put me on blast. See, I'm sure Rose's family is just too far away. He pats my back reassuringly before his jaw drops, his gaze fixing on something behind me. Dude, no way. I just realized how big this room is. It's like the bank I work at with how long this place stretches out. I didn't know hotel rooms could connect together like this. I watched as Monty diligently explores the area before his attention is drawn to a fancy glass table across the way, where he starts sifting through the items atop it. Hey, look, free food. He grabs an apple and starts waving it at me before biting into it. I really don't think you should be eating that. Hey, it's Mr. Theodore. I turn around and see the familiar reindeer running towards me at full speed. Oof. Hey, David, it's been a bit. How's it going? It's been here and there, mostly still bored, but I'm really glad you decided to visit. David peers around me and waves to Monty at the back, his face panicked as he tries his best to finish the apple. Hi there, Mr. Bannister. Oh, I hope you don't mind that I brought my friend along with me. He really wanted to tag along. It's cool, the more the merrier. It's been kind of lonely, and I would be kidding if I didn't want more people to talk with here. Hey dude, I hope you don't mind me snacking on an apple. I didn't eat much earlier. Oh, this is Monty. Monty, this is David. Wait, hold up. You're Master David? You got the whole place to yourself, right? Oops, sorry about the apple. I honestly thought you'd be a lot taller and older and taller. I get that a lot. Well, anyways, enough about me. What's up? Do you guys want to hang out? How about I show you how I edit my photos for my magazine? Well, maybe if your friend is still hungry, I could order some food for us. Free food? Well, yeah, sure. But first, I was also wondering if you could help me find someone first. Suddenly, my mind goes blank and I suddenly nudge Monty, hoping he'll pick up on the cue and assist me in handling this situation more delicately. Oh. Yeah, dude. We're looking for Snowy. There's a snow leopard that's also a criminal. My eyes widened and sought out Monty's bluntness. Criminal? Ooh, crime. What did they do? It's kind of a long story. Roy and I were trailing them the other night when our car came out of nowhere and shot at us. Roy's in the hospital now because of it, but thankfully he's awake. Oh, that's terrible. Have you tried calling the police? No, but they're not going to help us with something like this. Oh, okay. So you want me to figure out who this snow leopard is? Yeah, I know it's a big task, but I thought because your dad owns Nodal Visions, you could help somehow. Do you know if you can? Is it possible? Okay, give me a second. The reindeer takes out his phone and taps on the screen for a couple of seconds before putting it away. I think my dad's out right now, but I don't think he'd mind if I use his laptop for a second, especially for a case like this. Monty and I exchanged glances at David's remark. Let's take those stairs to my dad's room. His laptop always in his room. I think there's still some guests upstairs chatting about, but you don't need to worry about them. Yes? Does that mean there's food too? There should be. David beckons us to follow him as he leaves through a different door on the other side of the room. We follow David up the stairs and enter another room similar to the one below. There's a couple of groups scattered across the room, all dressed up and deep in conversation with one another. Okay, you guys wait here. I'll find his laptop and bring it out here. Hey, look, food. Monty disappears off to the table of refreshments before I can even respond. I look around, trying to find a place to sit and wait until I spot a familiar white fox from across the room talking to another tall, slender-suited fox. Is that Madness? I walk over slowly, eager to get a better look. Those white robes are unmistakable. Yep, that's definitely him. But what is he doing here? Is he somehow related to Nodal? Madness notices me and dismisses the man before waving me over. Tiger boy, I see you found me again. What brings you around? Did you bring your handsome fox friend here as well? He looks around and gives me a wink. No, he's not here. He couldn't make it. That is a shame. I was hoping to get to know him more personally again. Just what the hell happened between them? I see. He erupts into laughter, drawing the attention of the entire place before smiling at me. I joke. He grabs my paw and leans it in to kiss it, leaving me visibly flustered and red-faced. My apologies, but I do not even know your name. Theodore. Interesting, Theodore. I did not know you were also a fellow investor. I'm not an investor, I'll see. So business owner then? No, not that either. I'm just here with David. He nods, his expression reflecting even more astonishment than when he first mistook me for an investor. David? My apologies. I did not know you were friends with Mr. Nodal's son. Amanda suddenly looks a lot more nervous. I wonder what's up. I guess you could say that. What about you? Do you know Nodal? He gives me a cheeky smile before shrugging back. It would appear as such, wouldn't it? I smile back awkwardly, not sure how to respond to that. Well, I was just wondering, how did the night go with you and Javier the other night? Where to begin? It was excellent. The fox has a way with words, and was very helpful with them, as well as his body. Did he not say this to you? I blink awkwardly, trying to interpret what he just said. No, not really. He told me that he was merely a witness to a contract he had to sign. Yes, that's correct, although I advise you to be wary of who you tell this information to. What do you mean? There are people here. His voice trails off as he nervously flicks his eyes towards a group of people behind him and adjusts his robes. I look over, but there's nothing conspicuous about them. Nevertheless, your handsome friend was very helpful in being a substitute. His active behavior were exactly what I needed. I had suspected something foul in the air. But I have said too much. Do not worry, Theodore. Think nothing of this. I was about confused at specifically what he's referring to. Before I can say a word, he catches me off guard before delivering another swift kiss to my paw. It has been nice catching up with you, but I will be taking my leave now. Maybe meet again. The large fox winks at me before promptly exiting into the hallway. What the hell did he mean by all that? I'm almost tempted to chase after him, but Monty weighs me down, carrying a platter of fruits in his paw as he makes his way over. Yo, Theo, who was that you were just talking to? Looked like my grands from the retirement home. Oh, you ever heard of the Delta Antarctic expedition? He throws a powerful of fruits in his mouth as he nods. Yeah, dude. And he that good that found the owl? His face turns red as he swallows his food. Oops, isn't he the guy who found the oil? He's a big shot. Yeah, I was just talking with Madness. That's kind of crazy. He looks a lot fatter in person. How'd you manage to get him to notice you? Dude, at this point, who don't you know? I saw him at a speakeasy the other night. That's how I recognized him just now. Hey guys, what are you laughing at? David pops up from behind me, holding a slate black laptop in his paws. Oh, it's nothing. Yo, you know Theo knows Madness, the dude who found the oil and made tons of money. Theo was just talking to him a moment ago. Note to self, do not expect Monty to keep his mouth shut. Hey, you know him too? He's kinda a long time friend of my dad. I guess they're more like business partners than anything now that I think about it. I see. Hey, quick question. Was Madness at the meeting the other night with Javier? Maybe. I know there was an after party my dad hosted with all his business friends and executives here, but I didn't attend. I was already asleep, I think. An after party. Madness and Javier never mentioned something like that. Anyway, I got the laptop. Let's see if I can find that bad guy. We follow David as he trots over to the closest table and boots up the laptop with his hands. There's a bunch of password prompts and PowerPoint scans before he's finally able to log in. Technically, I'm not allowed to do this, but since I'm helping you track down a criminal, I think my dad will approve. He opens up a program for a bunch of maps of the city and points at the screen. Do you know which area you live? Do you know which area you were in when you last saw the baddie? I could try to find her with some of the CCTVs we have. I stare at the map, feeling utterly disoriented as I struggle to recall the street layout. You wouldn't happen to know where the library is, Monty? The fancy bar that's really popular near the ghetto? Yeah, I do. I've been there a few times. Let me see. That should be right there. The boy points to the section of the map, causing David to zoom in on it. Is there any footage near the alleyways of the library? Oh, let me check. The reindeer frowns at the screen as he fiddles with the controls. He's clearly never done this before as minutes go by. Oh no. It looks like there's only one CCTV we own in this area, and it only points at that bar you mentioned. Not to mention it's kinda high up on an office building. Oh well, we can check it anyway. Cool. Can you see if there's any recordings from 2 nights ago around 7 p.m.? Sure, I just need to press a few buttons and Marty and I stared eagerly at the monitor as David fiddles again with the controls before a video player pops up with the camera focused directly at the intersection the speakeasy is on. Hey, is this it? Yeah, is it possible to zoom in closer to that building there? We all squint at the video as the video flickers between different qualities while zooming onto a small section of the screen. The picture quality remains surprisingly clear and smooth, even with such a close zoom. That should be it. I guess we can let it play back and see if we notice anything. The three of us stare attentively as the sped up video plays. Nothing unusual happens for a good 30 seconds until I notice two dark figures walk up to the building before disappearing out of frame. That must be Ro and Javier. Their silhouettes are unmistakable. The video continues to speed forward, but nothing much happens until a group of 4 enter the building through the non-existent door. And that was us with Lawrence. Seconds continue to pass as the video zips forward, with patrons leaving the speakeasy intermittently. Occasionally, someone enters the speakeasy, but the camera reveals their clothing and they don't match the description of the survivor or anyone we know. Dude, talk about spooky. I can't believe it's playing back with this level of detail. And it's even color. Should I be worried about being spied on when I'm out in public? Of course not. Nobody has access to this except for my dad. He's only used this manual override for good. What do you guys even use this for? Well, we sell surveillance cameras we sell surveillance camera services to companies and also the government for monitoring. The video footage also gets used as training data for one of Dad's latest upcoming projects, but you didn't hear that from me. Phew, that's good to know. I was worried that. And Pat Monty's on, signaling him to look at the screen and pay attention. Guys, look. I tapped the screen and managed to slow the playback speed, squinting at a pair of figures standing outside the building. Hey, that looks like Snowy. He's with someone else too. Oh, isn't that Polar Bear the security guard that helped us over the gardens? What was his name again? Mr. Christopher? I ignored the two and continued to study the video, my eyes locked onto the snow leopard. They're just standing there. What are they doing? Trying to speed the video back up, the pair continued to stand there for quite some time before heading inside. Is it just me, or did it feel like they were waiting for someone or something? Yeah, but they also looked like they were discussing something too, with the way they were standing, you know? A gray figure that has a striking resemblance to Lawrence suddenly emerges from the exit and peers around the corner before walking out of the frame. I guess this is Lawrence tracking down the survivor, although it's not clear where he's going or where the survivor is. As a bit more time passes, a small sedan pulls up directly outside the speakeasy. Christopher emerges out of the building and gets into the vehicle, which drives off seconds later. Hey, the security guard got right back home. Almost immediately, the snow leopard exits as well, constantly glancing over his shoulder as he disappears from view, walking into the dark alleyway on the side, only for Woe and I to appear right afterwards. Hey look, it's you, dude. Dissatisfied with the results, I set my head expecting to see something more interesting. Man, so this only confirms what happened that night. It doesn't really tell us where the snow leopard went. Right, dude, look. One of these paws followed the gray blur rushing by just off screen of the speakeasy. What is that thing? Rewind and zoom out. Go, go, go. I'm on it. David scrambles at the controls, practically smacking the keyboard in a frenzy. Somehow he manages to rewind the footage just enough to catch a blur darting past a couple of buildings at the intersection, this time at a slower pace as the video zooms out. Holy shit, is that the snow leopard? Yeah, that's great. That means we found him, right? My excitement quickly dies as I shake my head. No, not really. I knew he was able to escape that night. It doesn't really tell us where he went. Even if there was a blood trail left behind, it most likely been washed away by all the rainfall we've had these past few days. David, do you happen to have any cameras pointed in the direction where the snow leopard ran off? No, it doesn't look like we have that many in this neighborhood. I nodded and we watched the surveillance footage again to see if I had missed anything, but I'm not able to catch anything. Sorry, I couldn't have done more to help you catch that criminal. Are you sure the police can't help? They do a lot of stuff in my country. I smiled back at David's innocence. I'm afraid so. Even so, I don't think they take this stuff seriously, at least not with the time I have left. Oh. Well, what now? Good question. My first thought was to go back to the speakeasy and see where the snow leopard could have ran to, but that seems like a dumb idea. Do you think it's a smart idea to ask that polar bear that was with him? It might be worth a shot. Maybe he'll tell us when he learns that the guy he was with was a criminal. I think Christopher already knows that. Why else would they be together that night? Hey dude, maybe they're just really good friends, maybe even lovers. You never know. Wow, lovers. How romantic. But what? Not lovers. They probably know each other, though. I guess I don't have much of a choice, huh? I look for reassurance from the two, but David looks lost in thought. Hey, Mr. Theodore, I'm just wondering, what exactly did that snow leopard do? Why are they a criminal? You said you guys got shot, but they didn't shoot you, did they? Oh, that's right. I didn't even explain it to you. Marta and I are pretty sure they are related to Blackout, if not the leader of it. Blackout? Yeah. Have you heard of them before? We're pretty sure there's a gang that's been targeting people like us. The ranger blinks a few times with a confused expression. Blackout? I think I heard someone mention that earlier this week, but I can't really remember because I wasn't paying attention. Really? Do you remember the context? What was going on when they mentioned it? He continues to blink vacantly, staring through me. Black out. It was my dad. He said I should stay away from blackout no matter what. I think you two should leave now. I can't be associated with anything related to blackout. What? David, what are you talking about? Security! Take these two misses out here. Several large bears in oversized black suits emerge from various doors around us while everyone else stares at us in horror. Huh? Dude, what's going on? Where'd all these men come from? David, wait. Out. They didn't have to push us out that hard and shove us into the elevator. Into the. Else, they didn't have to push us out that hard and shove us into the elevator. Can't they see I still got bandages on? Next time, I'm keeping my mouth shut. That happened so fast. Why you see how many guys came out? Else, they didn't have to push us out that hard and shove us into the elevator. Can't they see I've still got bandages on? This time, I keep my mouth shut. That happened so fast. Did you see how many guys came out? I can't believe David kept us out. Did you see how fast your friend switched moods? Like 1 second he was super happy, and then all of a sudden he just went crazy. Now I'm wondering what his father told him about blackout and how it's related to nodal visions. There must be a deeper connection to nodal visions we're not seeing. What are we getting ourselves into? I mean, yo, if I was a billionaire, I would probably also tell my son to stay away from organized crime gangs, you know? Yeah, you're right. But we can't just give up yet. Not when we come this far. But like, the only thing left to do is ask that polar bear, right? Let out a deep sigh and found at how limited we are with options. Yeah, and it seems like our best shot too. If I had to guess, he's probably at the casino since that's where I first saw him. Do you think you could talk to him instead? I think it might be better since he doesn't know who you are. Yeah, of course I can. But like, what do I even ask him? It's not like I could just say, yo, we are lovers, no we. They're not lovers, we just need to be more subtle with our question. Dude, you don't know that. I ignore Monty's remark and call the elevator. Whoa, talk about dark and gloomy. I can barely see anything in front of me. This way. We head to the entrance, expecting to find Christopher on duty, but the area is practically deserted. In fact, now that we're closer, there's no one in sight. The news break out about the incident here. Why is there hardly anyone here? If there's no security here, what do we do? Can we just go in? Yeah, let's go in before someone sees us, especially for you. Keep a lookout for a polar bear. Try to be sneaky. Minutes pass by as we end up lapping around the casino with no signs of Christopher anywhere. In fact, there's hardly anyone around compared to the other day. You think Christopher's on break, or maybe he's off today? Maybe. Well, he was at the gardens before too. Maybe he's somewhere at the lobby. Yo, what if we don't find him? As I feel like he might not be here. I finally realizing just how fruitless this might be. Then I guess we don't find him. But it's worth trying, right? Definitely, dude. Let's loop around again. We end up spending a good while circling around the casino a few more times before we're certain he's not there. At this point, it might be better asking the staff if Christopher is here or not. Alright, we can ask the front desk over there. I turn around and notice Monty several steps behind me, trying to keep up pace. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, kinda like a bit tired from all this walking we've been doing today. You think I could just sit down somewhere for a bit? Sure, you can sit over there. I gestured towards the lounge area next to the kiosk, keeping an eye out for Christopher as I walked Monty over. I stared and watched as Monty plops down on the sofa and clutches his legs. Are you okay? You look really tired. Give me a bit to rest my eyes too. I tried to look around the lobby, seeing if Christopher could be amongst the crowd. Still nothing. I shook my head, burying my face in my paws as a sinking feeling of failure grips onto me. Christopher probably isn't working today, even if he is. I was so close. I don't want to give up yet, but I'm against the clock and I don't have any other options yet. Any ideas, Monty? Monty? Look over and see Monty's eyes closed, his paws clutched together at his chest. Hey, are you okay? Dizzy. Dizzy? Hey, what do you mean by dizzy? He struggled to get up, his legs staggered. Don't try to stand. You're gonna fall. Monty's legs suddenly give, and I'm barely able to catch him as we both stumble on the floor. Ouch. Hey, Monty, are you okay? I noticed Monty's face. Monty, hey, say something. Crap, he's not responding. Oh no, is this related to his heart condition? A large crowd starts to form around us, and I grow more and more panicked as Monty continues to lay motionless. Someone call an ambulance, please. I try to stare out the window, but the darkness outside makes it reflect my image. So much for seeing the night sky. God, I'm so fucked up. I found my reflection before trying to roll myself on my back. The doctors didn't tell me what they did, but as long as my body isn't screaming in pain, I'm not complaining. I gaze apathetically at the clock on the wall. Tick, tick, tick. The heavy feeling of exhaustion slowly lurches up and my mind starts to drift off. Just how long am I stuck here for? But even if I recover, where the hell do I go with this amnesia? Besides that tiger, things have been awfully quiet. No family, no coworkers, no friends. I wonder if anyone else knows I'm here. Did I even have any family or friends? Maybe the answer is as simple as that. What kind of life was I living? Oh, Theodore. He looks worn out. I wonder what happened since this morning. Hey, it's me again. How are you feeling? I was back in discomfort. Okay. Still can't speak, right? No worries, I'll be quick. The doctor sits down on the sofa, staring at the floor, his voice quiet and trembling. This can't be good. I visited Javier earlier, your investigation partner. I asked if he could help me look into who did this to you, but he refused, said that there were more important things to look into at the moment and called me impatient. His head sways as he wipes his eyes. How can he call me impatient when he wasn't even there? If we don't act soon, we might not get another opportunity to figure out what happened to us, to you. Not to mention he's never even visited once. I know I can't do much even if I uncover the truth, but I was hoping you and Javier could look into it after you got better and regain your memories. I wanted to do something meaningful in my life for once, and he gave me a reason to try. I comfort him with a weak smile, trying my best to understand where he's coming from. It's awkward being told things I can't remember, but I feel for you, Theodore. It must be so lonely being here all by yourself. I'm sorry, bro. I wish I could keep you company longer, but tomorrow's my last day here. I have to go home soon. I'm not from around here. I don't belong here. His breathing is erratic and he takes a deep breath before continuing. I was foolish. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have promised anything when I didn't even have the capabilities. I'm not some superhero. I'm not even on the same level as you and Javier. I barely made any progress before shit hit the fan. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. I only have one more lead, and after that, I guess it's up to Javier. He Has he visited you? A fox with big brown eyes? I found, shaking my head as slowly as I can. I thought so. He'd rather work on finding a survivor than visit you. I'll try my best tomorrow. If I don't figure it out, then I don't figure it out. It just became so close. We were right there, and well, things started falling apart, especially today. Monday's in the ICU. I really don't know anyone. They wouldn't tell me what's wrong with him, but he wasn't breathing properly, was having spasms. What the hell is going on? That same boy from earlier, now in the ICU. I want you to have this, in case I don't see you again tomorrow, well? The tiger takes out a folded note from his pocket and places it next to my pillow. It's a keepsake. I want it just for you, something to remember me by. Ah, the bell. It's almost 11. Visiting hours are almost over. I said get going, before they kick me out like before. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, thank you for everything. I'll never forget you. I swear on it. He walks out. It's just like as soon as he came, he's gone. I leaned to the side of my pillow and grabbed the note with my teeth. I struggled for a good while, for a good whole minute before I'm able to wrestle open the note with a palm. Hi, well, I'm forever grateful for what you did for me. This past week has been nothing short of memorable. It might be silly to say, but maybe one day we'll see each other again and I can properly thank you. If and when your memories return to you, I hope you're able to remember the times we had. I'll never forget the sacrifice you did to save my life. Theodore. A sense of guilt and frustration swells up inside me as I feel a wet sensation on my face. Am I crying? I can't fully understand. I don't think I ever will until I remember, but the sentiment is real enough and it's apparently enough for me to react emotionally. Fuck. What a day. I spent so long in the hospital making sure Monty's condition stabilized, but it never did. In the end, I was kicked out because they had to operate on him. Man, what the fuck is going on? I take a deep breath, feeling the pressure mount against my chest. I only have one more chance tomorrow, and I'm not even sure it'll get me anywhere. But I have to at least try. If I get any useful information, I guess I can go back to Javier's place and let him know. Even he probably doesn't want to see me again, and then after that, I should probably pack my stuff since I'm leaving tomorrow. I lay down on the bed, my head buried in a mound of pillows. But what happened today, I can't even begin to process what it all means. My stomach churns as I begin to have second thoughts. Maybe I'm in way over my head. Who the hell is knocking at this time of night? Worried, I get up and approach the door slowly and stare through the spyglass. And there's nobody there. Concerned, I decide not to open the door. I'm about to turn around when another knock echoes through the door. I peek through the spyglass one more time and see the tip of someone's shoe at the edge. Theodore, are you there? My blood freezes as I recognize my name through the door, although I fail to recognize who it is with a muffled voice. I slowly back away from the door, weighing my options. Who could it possibly be? Names still running through my head, but none of them making any sense. Are you okay, Theodore? It's me, Lawrence. To be continued. Arthur Javier's place. I really hope he helps me. Monty's willing to help. I hope we can figure this out together. He was hoping David might be able to help us somehow. Why did David kick us out? It makes no sense. What's his deal with Blackout? So, it looks like that everything bad that could happen ended up happening for Theodore. Rose still in the hospital with amnesia. Javier kicked him out, saying that he's been annoying and he's been a hurdle to him ever since they met. David got his security guards to kick him and Monty out. And Monty ended up having a heart attack, apparently, or a stroke. So he's in the hospital. He's not doing so good at the moment. So these four events end up happening, and now Theodore, it seems that Theodore's practically all by himself now. So he only has one more day left then he got to leave and head on back home. I mean, will he be able to make any progress? Maybe, maybe not, but he's trying his best, and that's all he can do. He very much is grateful to Ro. I mean, he could have just decided to go about spending the rest of his days, be on his vacation and not worry about Ro, just. Well, he doesn't technically have to worry about Ro. I mean, he doesn't know him, and however, he's been with him these past days, and Ro protected him and apparently sacrificed himself for Theodore. So Theodore feels that he owes Ro for saving his life. Which is the reason he's going out his way to. It's the reason why he's going out his way to find the person responsible for shooting Ro. I remember in the Christmas side story that, like when those tombstones said something about each of the characters, about Theodore and Javier, and then it mentioned that Ro was abandoned by everybody because his family and friends haven't been there. I'm sure he has some. So I don't know why. I mean, if it's true in that Halloween side story that his family abandoned him, why? Could it be that he is gay? Or could it be some other reason? Or did they see him as some kind of failure because he didn't manage to pursue his education at medical school and decided to go instead to being some kind of bodyguard and then a private detective instead? I don't know. I really enjoy Monty. He's been helping as much as he could. And he even gave some good questions and ideas throughout this whole thing. And he's very much grateful for Ro because he felt that Ro had saved his life also, back when that gang saw him. So I really enjoy Monty, and I hope he recovers. And about David, I don't know why he flipped on Theodore that suddenly. Apparently, his father told him that he can't deal with or he can't deal with I forgot that name again, the name of that group, but he doesn't want anything to do with him. His father told him not to handle anything or have anything to do with that group, so he can't, or anything that might have anything to do with that group, so he kicked Theodore out, and so it was being nice to just have his security guards kick them out. So I don't think we're gonna get any more cooperation from David anymore. I was actually starting to like him, but I don't now. So unfortunately, things aren't going very good for Theodore. And just as I mentioned, with all of them, he too isn't feeling particularly well. His leg, he was shot, so he's still trying to handle this whole situation the best he can without hurting himself too much. So what did that snow leopard? Okay, it's Blackout. That's the name of the organization that David was fearful about. So I wonder what that snow leopard has to do. I mean, he's supposed to be like some kind of criminal, yet right before somebody came and shot Well, he said the snow leopard told them that he was on their side. So I'm kind of confused about what's going on, but maybe when a new update comes out soon, we'll figure out more about it. Maybe some things will start to make more sense. But anyway, so we made it to the to where the game is at the moment. So we won't be able to continue with it until a new update comes out. So I hope you all enjoy Raincheck so far. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.